with them from the very beginning, it was like, I don't see it for them. I don't know if it's just me. Something's not connecting. Something's not connecting, no. Reality show recap. Reality show recap. Hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome. If this is your first time here, please subscribe. If this is your third, fourth time here, but you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Make sure you comment below, like, tell me your thoughts. It's all love, it's all fun, it's lit, period. I will be doing reality show recaps. And in this episode, we will be talking about Married at First Sight predictions. This is my first season watching Married at First Sight in all everdom. My cousin has always told me about this show. Not that I was never interested, I just never got around to it. I don't know. Whatever. But boy, was this a perfect season to tune in. With all quarantine, I had all the time in the world. So I'm not gonna run down the entire show. I'm running up to just yesterday's, which is the episode before the finale next week. And I wanted to cite my predictions on who I think is gonna move forward versus who I think is gonna go their separate ways. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's start with the good. Amani and Woody, oh my God. Like, I get like, oh my God, like watching them makes me feel so good inside. Like, they make me so happy. Like, I love that they're like, the experiment works so perfect for them. I wish that was like for every couple that goes on that show. But I like watching them and watching their genuine and natural connection and chemistry is like, what? Yeah, it's so beautiful. Like, every time it's a scene from them, I'm like mad hype. I'm on the TV like, so I know the biggest plot twist is if they was to go their separate ways. They are totally, my prediction is that they are totally staying together next week. Love them. It's not much I have to say about them. They are amazing. The next good couple, my favorite weirdos. And I say that with love. Amelia and Bennett are like two peas in a pod. I love them. Did you see them last night? Talking about, what do you mean what I mean? What do you mean that I mean? Like, yo, their chemistry and the way that their quirkiness like works so well and blends so well for them, it like blows my mind away. And they were made for each other. Last night, Amelia had came out and said how she basically only signed up for the reality show of it. Like, she didn't think she was gonna get picked. She so that raised some, you know, raised the eyebrow for Bennett. And she also made a comment like, I felt like if a snowman walked down the aisle, I would have loved him as well. Like, she basically was like, you could have gave me anybody and I would have been in love. So Bennett was looking at her like, sis, what? Like, which I understand Bennett on that. I do feel like, you know, yeah, she signed up, like her intentions at first weren't right, but it worked out for her. Of course, like being on a reality show, yeah, why don't I give it a try? But I don't think she had any bad intent behind doing that. So I really do think that they're gonna move forward and go together. I don't see why not. Also, last night, did y'all see Bennett's friend? He was ODing, like Mr. Negative Nancy, Mr. Debbie Downer over here. Yes, you need that kind of friend. It's the delivery for me. Like, can you reel it back just a little bit? Because he had a point, he was just like, this is a real life sipping Mai Tais on islands. Like, that's literally what y'all been doing. He said, like, y'all not in your real habitat. You know, problems could come up and arise and da-da-da-da. But my thing is, at the end of the day, no shade to Bennett, but like, you're Bennett's friend, and Bennett, no shade to Bennett, because I would hate for Bennett to ever have to come up. But like, he wasn't doing anything, like he was like a playwright or whatever. And you can write plays in Virginia. So is it really that big of a deal? Not really. And they're already okay with Amelia being like the breadwinner And I mean, to each his own, but he was like, yeah, I could be a house dad. Like, I'm fine with that. Cool. Okay. But anyway, Olivia and Brett. I mean, granted, they wasn't on last night's episode, but I would like to talk about that a little bit more. Here's the thing for me with Olivia and Brett. Brett is painted out to be a bad guy, but Olivia gives me vibes that like she's very no way or the highway kind of person. But Brett is such a dickhead that it doesn't outshine. But I feel like they both are like, if you see the steps of Brett being uncomfortable with the whole COVID thing and stuff like that. There's several different types of people during COVID. Certain people who was just like, it's cool, it's not that serious, and other people who was like, you know, why not? You could tell that Brett was very hypersensitive about the COVID situation. And so he's like, yo, I don't think this is the right time to go driving out to your family and stuff like that. And you blatantly kind of just like still laugh. And on top of that, another thing that I wasn't fucking with Olivia, for like 5 episodes, sis was like, I just feel like, you know, he bought a house, he lives so much further than my job, and blah, 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 blah. If I get on a reality show, right, to marry somebody, and that person owns a house already and I'm still renting, that's a done deal. Now, it would be different if I owned my condo or if I owned the house too. Then we have to really have a discussion and one of us has to sell a house. Other than that, you would think like, yo, just go to Brett's house and fix it up because she said it wasn't that great of a house. Okay, then fix it up. Use all that money you say you have. Help fix up the home. An episode ago, sis was like, yeah, and I just don't want to be, working all day and then have to drive like 30 minutes home. Referring to Brett's house being 30 minutes from her job. I'm like, okay, I don't know how New Orleans works, but 30 minutes is standard to drive. An hour is max. Anything above an hour is like, okay, now I'm starting to like push it. But an hour and less, let alone 30 minutes, I'm like, maybe I'm not familiar with New Orleans because that sounds pretty okay to me. Now, if she's used to only taking 5-10 minutes to get home, I get it, but it's still not nothing to raise a fight like she's been dragging it this entire season. And this is why I said that I feel like Olivia can also be a little, but she's standing next to Brett, so it was very overshadowed. But I know they're going their separate ways. There's no way that they're gonna, come back together. They already left like an episode ago. So I don't think they're gonna come together, even though they're gonna have a sit down. I don't think they're gonna come back together. I think it's the end for them. Christina and Henry has been one of my biggest entertainments on that show because I don't know if there was a glitch in whatever system the experts punching their information in, but something ain't go right with Christina and Henry. With them from the very beginning, it was like, I don't see it for them. I don't know if it's just me. Something's not connecting. Something's not connecting, no. I truly believe that Christina is on that show for show. Like, she might be like an actress or something like that, or like she gives me those vibes for sure. But Christina's a whole liar and Henry's a whole prude. And I'm just sitting here confused. I couldn't be with Henry. I'm not gonna lie to you. He thinks that Christina's spontaneous and Christina's not even that spontaneous just because she like kayaked or some shit. Like, bruh, just because she did like a mudslide or something back in their honeymoon, like that's not spontaneous, bro. That's called vacationing. And then Henry was like, she lied about where she lived. And from what I remember when everybody had to show their living situations, we never saw Christina's house. Like, we saw her car or something like that. She's a flight attendant. I know a few flight attendants. They travel like 4 or 5 days out of the week. They're only home like 2-3 days. So a lot of them don't really have their own home. Or if they do, they like rent out with another, they have roommates. So I think that's the situation for Christina. I don't think she's a complete bum. She definitely is lying about finding a text message that Henry is gay. Yo, the thing that had me dying, one spouse had to leave the apartment so that they could spend their last night separate. Everybody is leaving like their queen size bed, like, all right, babe. They go to Henry and Christina. This nigga in the second bedroom. I didn't even know that they had 2-bedroom apartments. This nigga sleeping in a twin size bed by himself. And Henry's mind is made up. Henry is not going back. And then Christina, just because it's the second to last episode, is like, I don't know. I mean, maybe something could come out of this. I don't know. Maybe she started thinking like, oh, Instagram ads and, oh, I can be like, I feel like that's what she was thinking last minute. Like, damn, I should have made this shake some way. But you're not going to do this in 24 hours. Your nigga was sleeping in the other room, sis. The whole twin size. He rather sleep in another room than to sleep next to you because you keep on lying and acting crazy. When they went out on their date and Christina was like, I mean, yeah, you just don't know which way you can go. What is it that you like about me? Henry was like, you can write really well. What? Bro, I've been married to you for 4 months and all you have to say is that I can write well? And this was Christina's reaction. That was the nicest thing that anyone has ever said. Oh, thank you, Henry. Thank you, babe. It was the flashback for me. They gonna fucking flashback to her being like, roses are red, violets are blue. When I was little, I hated me too. Like, what the fuck? The petty, shady shit that production does, post-production does, every time Christina talks, they put some quirky, like, awkward music behind anything she says, even if she's being dead serious. It'd be like some so they are definitely not staying. I think Henry's gonna say no, and Christina's gonna probably try to say yes on some last minute shit, but it ain't gonna work. Karen and Miles, I really am like sis before dicks, but Karen, it's you, sweetheart. It's you. You cheated and went on his page. So I think that your preconceived notions kind of messed everything up. You're sitting there like, yo, I need a man's man, da-da-da-da-da-da, but you don't, I feel like you don't allow him to be a man. But what Karen needs is a toxic nigga. What Karen needs is a homeless nigga. Like, she needs an OD toxic nigga, my nigga. Like when Mouse said the story how she ate dinner on the chairs that are sitting on the couch with him, she just doesn't like Mouse for whatever reason, because Mouse seemed like a great guy. All in all, say if that was me, like say if I do want to and I marry Mouse, I'm still gonna be like, nah, this could work, because he seemed like he's conversational. He seems, well, he's a, you know, he a little stocky-ocky or whatever. He's an attractive man. He's not ugly. So, but the chemistry's just not there for her. You can tell that the chemistry could have been there because Miles is trying. I feel like Karen isn't. So, and then she be throwing little mixed signals like, oh, he said if we had to choose today, he doesn't know, and I don't. Yes, he doesn't know, sis. And also what I think is fucking Karen and Miles up on Miles's side is that his best friend is Woody. So he has a whole relationship from 1 degree to compare his relationship to. Cause Woody and Monty's just like sparks fly, fucking little fires everywhere over here. And over here, I got this icebox with my doo-doo-doo. Over here, like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's kind of a hindering thing on their side. So with them, I don't think that they're gonna last. I think somebody is going to say no. I think they're both gonna say no. I think Miles is hopeless romantic, but I think by 4 months he's kind of over it at this point. Like, and he said that last night. He was like, I just need to know you want me to be this man that I think that I am already, but I also need to know that you my woman. And he's right. He's right. So that's all I have to say about that. If I'm correct, y'all gotta cash at me like $80 each. Bye.